Hello, everybody. Welcome back to My Lives. I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified wellbeing expert, working with educational institutions and companies supporting their family wellbeing. And as you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference in people's lives. And today I'm super excited to be interviewing Adam. Adam, thank you so much for coming on. Can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. It's a bit strange. I'm on holiday at the moment in England, so it's nice dialing in. It feels a little bit dark in the room, and I'm staying with family at the moment. So a lot of your listeners will know and be familiar with that situation. So my full-time job is I work with senior leaders and leadership teams, mainly in Dubai and the Middle East, and I work with them so that they break down the complexity of life and the complexity of their businesses so they can thrive. And as you know, life is just massively complex now.
Yes.
And it's really that balance between taking the complexity and then breaking it down into really simple building blocks and then being in a situation where we can do really well from that point.
Amazing. And I'm very, very excited to talk to you more. Let's just say hi to Bashir. Hi, Bashir. Thank you very much for joining. And anybody else, welcome. If you have any questions, comments, please just let us know. So, Adam, you chose this title, The 3 Ps to Succeed in Life: Purpose, Passion, and Progress. Tell us more.
Yeah, I don't think it's just to succeed in life. It's life and business, or the business of life. So a lot of, almost all my clients are business executives, and so I had to break down how do you really pinpoint how to be successful, and I call it like a barometer. So I look at the 3 Ps to succeed, which I created: purpose, passion, and progress. And imagine you're in the shower this morning and going, oh, I'm not quite on it. I'm not really in the great frame of mind for myself. And I would always say, look at your 3 Ps: purpose, passion, and progress. And so purpose, do you know your purpose? And so many clients might have children and they go, yeah, I know my purpose. I want to just make sure my kids are going through education or get them to university or whatever that is. And I'd sort of say, hey, that might be more of a goal. What is your purpose? What is deeper than that? Passions, the second P. What are you really passionate about? What are you really good at? Your strengths. And I know you work a lot with teenagers. And in that instance, we're given so many opportunities to use our strengths, but we're also trained to use our weaknesses. It's like, go and do extra maths, go and learn extra English. And in life, it's proven, statistics, is if you use your strengths, you can excel so much further. So I see a transition between teenagers and kids into adult life. Really use your strengths, supercharge those. And what a missed opportunity in life if you don't use what you're passionate about. And then lastly, progress. So imagine, I know everyone's about to come back to work in Dubai next week. Kids are back at school, and you're in the car and you're stuck in the traffic, and you just get frustrated. You can't move forward. And the same in life. If you're stuck, really frustrated, even when that traffic's just moving forward a little bit, you feel, oh, there's hope.
Exactly.
Hope is a bit like happiness. It's if there's hope, then you can be happy. You know the feeling probably on, especially in the marina where you live. And so combining the 3 Ps, purpose, passions, and progress, you can really review and say, hey, have I got those 3 Ps in my life? And if not, then let's do something about it. If you know your purpose, you know what you're passionate about, and you have progress, brilliant, but let's supercharge it. So that's like the barometer, which I always come back to with my clients.
I like it because it's easy to remember, isn't it? Purpose, passion, progress. It's something easy to remember. And I think, especially like you mentioned in the morning, if you're having a shower and you're just not feeling it, it's nice to have something that you can remember quickly, not just a quick thing to sort of help you get out of that state that you're in. Because I know sometimes for me, some mornings I'm not very good in the morning, actually. You know, once I've exercised and I've done my routine, I feel much better. But as soon as I open my eyes, you know,
yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think to have that, to say something like that to yourself, that can just maybe interrupt something in your brain.
Yeah, it's something called the complexity paradox. So life is complex. When you're born, life is so easy, and you're just going to learn to walk and maybe talk, hopefully, and you're just learning basic things. And then life becomes so complex. And imagine this morning you wake up and you're going, shall I look at Instagram? Shall I look at LinkedIn? Shall I go and make toast? Shall I go and there's so many choices.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, it needs to become so simple. And I love it. So the 3 Ps, I would hope all your listeners and viewers can remember: purpose, passion, and progress. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So when you're working, so for example, so purpose, so you said, which I love as well, about breaking things down. And I think that is absolute key, isn't it? Because when we're overwhelmed, we're probably thinking about everything. So, okay, maybe starting with purpose then, like how would you help somebody find their purpose? And I know it's a huge question, or maybe some people who are watching and they're thinking, I don't even have a purpose. Like, where do people start with finding their purpose?
I think the first thing is just to relax. So life is about living. Let's live in the moment. But secondly, purpose. So some people say you need to know a purpose. You need to have one line. What is it? And I would say actually behind your purpose is so much deeper than that. So with my clients, my executive coaching clients, I would start and I'd say, okay, first point would be what fulfills you. So it can go through at that level and say, hey, what do you enjoy? What is that aspect? I relate it very much to business, and I'm essentially a business coach. So
you are, yeah.
And as I said, 80% of my time before the call, I said 80% of my time is talking about how we can be at our best before even looking at the business. But if you've been in business, you're forced or you're told what the mission is, what the vision is of the company you work for. So, and probably everyone has an Adidas or a Nike t-shirt hidden somewhere, and on it will say, just do it, as Nike.
I love that, yeah.
Or Adidas, nothing is, what is it? Impossible is nothing. So all these companies have their brands and they realize how important it is. And so us as people should go to that detail as well. So I create a mission statement. I have my own mission statement. I have my own vision. What does success look like? I define my values, the values of my clients. So they come up with their own values. And so it's the same rigor that you go through as a top performing organization, but you should have the same vigor in your own life. You should know your own destiny, your own beliefs are in that as well.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, I love what you're saying, Adam. And it always comes back to the same thing for me. It's like making time to really find out, taking the time to find out, really working on yourself. And there's no, quick fix or, it takes time. We've got to look within ourselves and use different techniques, but it's not a quick fix, is it? It's about exploring ourselves, isn't it? It sounds like you're saying. Self-awareness of that.
So I go through a deeper understanding of yourself, your team, your organization, and in a company, the top companies and others, high performers, set aside time to create the purpose. And so you see these nice boards that say our mission is this, our vision is this. Yes. And we neglect it. No one told me to create my own vision or my own mission until I did, and I learned about it. So, and once I know my mission, my vision, my purpose, I'm much more likely to be pointing in the right direction. And I hope others and the listeners can take that away. So that's the purpose piece.
I love, yeah.
So ideally, you can come down with one line around your purpose. So generally, people's purposes are not centered about yourself. It's about other people. So 95% of people's purposes that I find are helping others to be something. And then the 5% who say, no, I'm self-centered, it's all about me. Generally, it comes to they need to be at their best so they can be better for other people, society, and performing. We're creature comforts, creature animals who enjoy communities and connections. So it's all interlinked with others.
What you're talking about now, like the purpose, passion, and progress, is this all geared towards more about work and what you do? I know it's all connected anyway, or is this more about our personal life? But it's all connected. I realize that as I'm even saying that, but because it's all about your job, I guess.
Yeah, the days have gone where, you know, in the industrialization era, you would literally clock in, you would be in front of a sewing machine or a printing press or a metal machine, and you'd arrive at 9 and you'd leave at 5. That's all gone. It's up in the air. So it is the business of life now. So, you know, how are you conducting yourself? You should be conducting yourself, I believe, like a business. You know, when you open, when you shut, when you're doing the things that you love versus the actual day job, inverted commas. You know, the blending has happened. We can't fight it. I know in Germany, they say, okay, you're not allowed to look at your email or it's shut down after a certain age and stuff. But, you know, most of us are available 24 hours a day. So you need to manage yourself. And then only then can you be better for everyone else. It's just like the pilot on the plane, isn't it? The pilot comes in and says, put the oxygen mask on. And everyone's thinking, put it on the kids, put it on the other people. But you need to put it on yourself first.
Of course.
Only then can you help others.
It takes a while to realize that. And sadly, somebody said, sadly, the majority of people haven't created their own personal mission. Instead, they try to align with the organization where they work. It can work, but it's often not a perfect fit.
That's a great question. So what happens is you go and work for a big organization and they go, this is our mission. And you might be misaligned. And
yes.
They will say, this is our values. They might even, it's great that some companies create values, but a lot of them don't. So you might be in a situation where there's corruption and you know that corruption's bad, you know it's bad for society, but there might be corruption. What do you do? And it might be light things that happen. It might be a bad environment you don't believe in, but maybe the leadership team are driving that. So sometimes they've written a mission, a vision, values, but they're not living to it. So there's got to be a point where you suddenly say, okay, I'm not aligned with what's happening here. And that takes a lot of bravery to step out of that. Definitely. Or be the person good enough to say, hey guys, look, our mission is this. Maybe it's, I don't know, Facebook keeps coming up and, you know, global Facebook in, I can't remember where they are, Seattle or something. They say, okay, we need to live by this as a Facebook employee, but you're actually working for Facebook in the Middle East. Are you aligned? Are you talking about the differences about working in the Middle East versus the US? And then you've got your personal interactions as well. Are you perfectly aligned with the organization? I had my own business in Dubai. We set it up. It became a huge business across the Middle East. And then I sold it. And then I joined a big global American company called Cummins. And the CEO of Cummins, 65,000 people. But he would say, if your values aren't aligned with us, you're in the wrong place. You either change your values to work with us or you leave the organization. So the companies are basically saying the rules and align, you know, are you aligned with them or not? And you need to decide.
Yeah. It's important, isn't it? Otherwise, you're just going to be unhappy and very disconnected. Because I think when you're not aligning with your values and you're not clear of your purpose, or you are clear, but you're not living it, you're just so disconnected, aren't you? You're not actually good for yourself or anyone else.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so that's the purpose. So the next bit is passion.
Passion, yes, it's about passion.
Yeah, it's so important. So if you look at disengagement in the workplace at the moment, and I think it really links into the piece that you're talking about, global companies. So 68% of people, as per Gallup, are disengaged in the workplace at the moment. And 19% are actually detractors. So they're people who walk into the office and they're saying bad things. They're walking around negatively.
Yeah.
So so it's really skewered away from people being at their best. The challenge is the way we've been set up is people don't identify your passions and say, hey, let's use them in the workplace, or let's use them in life. And so the passionate bit is to identify, first of all, what are you great at? What are you passionate about? And then how can we incorporate it in your life? Now, when you do that, and I use an assessment and I can come up with people's strengths, and then I line them in the roles with the clients. But when you do that, the performances are astronomical. So the improvement. So if you're managing a leadership team and your team don't know their strengths, they're missing out on this trick totally. So the people. So I've got some statistics here on what happens when you use them.
Oh, tell me.
So 38% higher productivity as per Gallup if you use your strengths. Wow. 44% higher customer relationship skills or customer satisfaction skills. 50% increased employees staying in the company. So the chances that they stay in the company. So you've basically got a set of employees in your company who are disengaged. They're not involved. You then enable them to do P, the middle P, second P, do their passions, and they're suddenly far more engaged. They have better chances to do what they love every day. And as a result, they are 6 times more likely to do what they're best at, 6 times more engaged in their jobs, and their quality of life goes up by three times. Now, imagine it, you're spending half your life maybe in the office, 90,000 hours is likely what the average people do. So imagine if you're not doing what you love, but imagine the opportunity on turning that around and doing what you do love.
It's incredible. And it just makes you wonder why not everybody's doing this.
Yeah, I think we just aren't taught this way. So
we don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
We don't know what we don't know. So, I've been working, in leadership for, I don't know, over 15 years, directly leading teams, now coaching senior executives. We just don't know this, but we're also in education we're not taught in this way. So when we go through, I don't know, 15, 20 years of education, you're taught to improve what you're weak at. You're not taught what you're really great at. So
we've all got different strengths. I just quickly read this. So lots of people still don't know the difference between a vision and a mission. It's the same with promise and purpose. The danger is they become words on the wall.
Words on the wall is one thing, but are you living by them? And do they get repeated? And are they become part of the culture? Do you actually talk what you're doing? It's walk the talk. Yeah, exactly. Do you walk the talk? And so often they do. What happens is the senior leaders go in a room, or even one person goes in a room and says, "This is our vision. This is our mission." It's not all encompassing. It's not breathed by the whole organization. So and sometimes it's not written on the wall, but then the company does understand it. It's led by the business owner or the senior executives. It's known. So great question there. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. Thanks, Adam. And the last one then, progress. Tell us about progress.
Yeah, I go back to the analogy of being in the car. So how frustrating it is when you're just stuck there. You're looking and you're going, what's happened ahead? Maybe there's roadworks. You're not sure. And then suddenly it moves, or even you're in the car and you just want to get an inch closer to the car in front, and the car behind just creeps. So we all want to move forward. We all want progress. So we need to install that in our lives. So if you're sat there, go back to the shower. You're sat there in the shower and you're going, I'm living on purpose. I'm living with my passions, but something else is missing. The third P is progress. So look at it and go, okay, what can I just make a step? Sometimes it's just that one step into the unknown that just needs to be made, and then it just comes together. Exactly. Maybe go and find an accountability partner that says, hey, let me help me out of this. Just progress is so critical. So I use a number of things. One is a number of steps that back this up. One would be setting goals. So at the moment, It's just coming into out of the summer. What are your goals for the rest of the summer? What are the goals for the rest of the year? So when we meet up at the end of December, are we high-fiving? Are we saying, wow, we knew what we were trying to achieve in 2023? Have we achieved them? Are we really proud of what we've done? And then look out, what does 2024 look like? And then look out and say, okay, what is, for a business, they do a 5-year plan. With my coaching clients and leadership teams, we'll be looking and saying, okay, with the leadership team, maybe a 2, 3, 5-year plan. But for the individual, it's like, okay, maybe the next date. So I'm 46. What am I going to achieve by the age of 50? So then I get to 50 and I'm celebrating. I'm not going into midlife crisis zone. I'm saying, wow, I'm so proud of these achievements.
No, I love that. And I think having an accountability partner really does help, doesn't it? Being able to share and knowing that somebody's waiting for you to say if you've done it or not. I think that's really powerful as well. Just having that other person support, isn't it? It's having support. Yeah. And also I love what you said about celebrating, because that's something that I'm learning to do much more as well, because, so many times I've just, I achieve something and then it's like, okay, right, next. And I don't even think, hang on a minute, let's just enjoy this moment, because it's always, you can get caught up, can't you, with the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So I think it's really, really important to celebrate all accomplishments, no matter how big or small.
Brilliant. And so, I'm equally bad, by the way. So celebrating, I'm straight on to the next thing. And I'm going, wow, that amazing thing would happen in organizations. In business, I remember buying a bell in the office and say, hey, when something great has happened, just anyone can ring the bell and we'll celebrate. So,
I love it.
Yeah. Or bring cakes in, or, celebrate something, whatever it is. But, living in the moment is a really key component. One of the things I do is a gratitude book. So I have that by my bed. It's literally just a moleskin with the pen on top of it on the side bed. And every night I write 3 things I'm really grateful for. So that sets up the day. And then it reminds me, and what can I improve on? So I write down 3 things, which are in my gratitude book at the end of the night, and it says, I'm really grateful for this, 1, 2, 3. And then I tick off purpose, passion, and progress. And I ask myself, did I live on purpose? Did I stay true to my purpose? Secondly, did I have an opportunity to use my passions? And thirdly, what progress did I make? And I put tick, tick. Oh, I didn't make enough progress on this. And then that sets me up for tomorrow.
Oh, I love that, Adam. And it probably doesn't take you very long, does it? A few minutes.
Literally, it's a few minutes, and I cannot not see it. I start with a morning success routine, which I can go into, but I have a black book. This is another black book I have, but black book, pen, by my bed. I can't not go to bed without seeing it.
Brilliant.
And, very, very rarely do I say, I'm too tired, I'm going to ignore it. But at least even then I've recognized and go, okay, quick scan, what happened today?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So
it's very powerful, and it's your habit now. So that's really good. And I don't know, it's a reminder, like you said, it's all of these reminders. A lot of the time we know what we're supposed to be doing, but maybe we forget, or it's a constant, we need these constant reminders. And good morning, everyone from US. Hi, lovely to have you here. But I think it is, at the end of it all, it is about our routine, isn't it? The tiny things that add up to your life, basically.
Yeah. So you said groggy in the morning, and this is one I love. So, essentially when you fall asleep, you're almost, out of state. Then you wake up in the morning, and you're trying to figure out, where am I in the world? You're still maybe sucked into the dreaming. And so part of that is to get up and going as quickly as you can. And I call this morning success routine. So I have a morning success routine that I try and install every day and create a habit. So most of us brush our teeth. Okay, well done. Most people are doing a habit, which is great.
Yeah.
So what I do is I get up, I think of purpose. If my purpose is so strong, I will jump out of bed. So if I'm sat there and I'm going, okay, get out of bed, and it's not really happening, I'll think of what's my purpose. And
really? straight away. Okay.
Yeah, and it would be that trigger, and I'll go, okay, what's my purpose? It's helping other people. Then I'll scan in my brain and say, who have I got the opportunity to talk to today? Boom, get out of bed. If it's not working, it could be a simple 3, 2, 1 out of bed.
Okay.
So then the next thing I do is I make my pillow. I don't just make my bed, I make my pillow. So I'm now on a success routine. So for me, it's all about success. So I'm making the pillow, literally making it out. If my wife's still in bed, I'm very, very quiet, and I'll make it like that. Then I'll make the bed, or my side of the bed, if my wife's still in bed. And so I've won 2 things already. So I've got a nice pillow, I've got a nice bed. Then I'll go and open the curtains and look out, and then I'll celebrate, and I go, wow, that's a great day. It's going to happen. So I'm getting these wins in place. Yeah. Then I go and brush my teeth, and I brush my teeth on one leg. So I combine 2 habits.
Oh, I know that. Did you from that book?
I'm not sure, actually. A guy
brushing on one foot. Yeah, I do that as well. When I remember.
Do tell me the source, because David Leboucher, who's also in Dubai, told me about it. So I used it now myself. Oh. So I brush the teeth on one leg. I have clients who are doing a few exercises at the same time as brushing their teeth. And so I put in a whole load of successes in, and I feel good about it. I've got another client who does gratitude. So when she opens the curtain, she's grateful. She's got a view of the Burj Khalifa, and she said, this is amazing. So, you know, you put these routines in that sets you up for success. And by the way, if my morning's not going great, and I might get to 11 o'clock, and I'm going, whoa, I'm too rushed, I'm too fast, too much is happening, I will reframe myself. So a lot of people say, oh, just today is going to be a bad day, and they will sleep. But don't let that happen. Yeah.
Yes.
So I go back to my morning routine. I'll go back to anything I can find and go, oh, there's a curtain. So I'll open the curtain and pretend it's a new day, and I'll go fresh, clean. Let's start again.
Wow. Oh, I love that, Adam. And there's simple things. That's what I love about these. They're simple things, because especially first thing in the morning, you don't feel, well, I definitely don't feel like climbing a mountain or something like that. You need those tiny things, don't you, to build up. Yeah.
So build it up, build some quick wins. There's 2 theories on that. One is to do the hardest thing first. If you're really that type of person, go and do it. That's fine. But for me, it's quick wins, build some confidence, get that confident framework that you're so passionate about, and then build on the confidence. And then if you're struggling, go back to the basics, build it again, come back again.
No, it's brilliant advice. I always do believe it's the small things, always. But no, thank you so much, Adam. Time is nearly up, but I could talk to you for a few hours, I think. but is there anything else you want to say about the purpose, passion, and progress before we go? And also, how can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at theadvantagecoach.com. You can search The Advantage Coach on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Do Connect, or others. And I think just think of the 3 Ps. So anytime you feel stuck, or anytime in life, just go, do I have my purpose clear? Do I know my passions, and am I using them? And am I making sufficient progress? So 3 Ps to succeed. 3
Ps to succeed. No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Adam. I really, really enjoyed talking with you. I've learned something now. I love what you said about all the small wins in the morning, but opening the curtain. So basically everything you have to do in the morning, do it with sort of pride and say something nice to yourself as well.
Lovely.
Yeah. No, brilliant. I think, thank you everybody else for watching and with your questions and comments. If you have any more, please let us know in the chat. And a wonderful discussion. Thank you, Jasmine, Adam. Thank you so much. And if you want to message Adam directly, please feel free. And thank you again, Adam. And I will see everybody else next week.